What's up guys, welcome back to CodeVerse. In the previous lecture, we learned about variables and data types. We studied how to declare different variables, initialize them, and store different types of data using different data types. However, there is one limitation in the programs we have done so far. All the values were fixed inside those programs. Every time we run the program, it will always be using the same value. But what if we want the user to enter their own values? For that, our program must be able to communicate with the user. This communication happens through input and output. In today's episode, we will learn how to display input and output using scanf and printf function respectively, what format specifiers are and why they are important, some commonly used escape sequences, and finally a few common beginner mistakes that you should avoid. Before we start today's episode, I have a small request. I have noticed that many of you are watching the videos, but the comment section look like an exam hall after the paper is over, completely silent. I think that my comment section has become a void function. It never returns anything. So I would really love to hear from you. Let me know that how you are finding this course. Is the pace okay with you? Or the explanations clear or not? Is there anything you would like me to improve or explain in more detail? Your feedbacks help me make this course even better. So don't be a silent programmer. Drop a comment below. Now let's get started. Now let us begin with the printf function. The printf function is used to display output on the screen. Its general syntax is this: printf function, double quotation marks, and then writing anything in, let's say text, and then terminating it with a semicolon. Now let us try to run it and see what is displayed on the screen. Well, here you can see the text is displayed exactly as it is written in the double quotation marks here on the screen. Now, let us try to replace it with something else, like hello there. Now see what will be displayed on the screen. You can see hello there is displayed exactly as it is written in here. So this means printf function is a library function which is used for displaying output. The text inside the double quotation marks is called string literal, and whatever is written inside those quotation marks will be displayed exactly as it is. Now for say that I have to declare and initialize a variable. Let's say int age equal 25. Now if I want to print this, how I will be printing it? Well, for these we will be using the format specifiers. And for the int data type, the format specifier we will use is %t, and then splitting it by the comma and writing the variable exactly as it is here. Now let us try to run it and you will see that this 25 will be displayed exactly as it is here. Our format specifiers tell the printf function that what type of data it should display, whether it be a integer, a character, a float, what. Now let's say I have to print a float value here. Write float marks and then declare them to say 2.50. For the float, I will use %f. Now let us run it. You can see that the float value is displayed here. Now for a character, I will use chat data type. Then for say I write here grade, and then as we know in single quotation marks we will display character, and instead of %f we will be using %c, and marks will be replaced by grade. Now let us run it. You can see the A is displayed on the screen. We have learned that how to display output using the printf function. Now let us learn how to take input from the user. For this purpose, C provides the scanf function. The scanf function is basically used to read data entered by the user through the keyboard. Its general syntax is basically this: scanf function, double quotation marks, writing the format specifier in here, and splitting it by the comma using the ampersand sign here, and the variable name, the very suitable variable name that you want. Now let me turn it into a comment for now. At first, this syntax may look little confusing, but let us understand with an example. Now for say that I want the user to enter his or her age. So I will be using the printf function. I will write here enter age. And now I want user to enter his or her age. So I will use scanf function. And as we know, age is mostly an integer. So I will use %d as a format specifier here. The use of comma, the ampersand, and age. Now tell me whether this will work or not. Exactly not, as I have not declared any variable age here. So first of all, I have to declare the variable age here. Now it will absolutely work. Now let us try to run it and see what happens. Okay, so the printf function is asking me to enter the age. Let's say I write 15 here, then press enter. Simply, the program is compiled. It hasn't returned much. For say I want to return something too, then I will write printf double quotation marks. The age is %d age. Now let us try to run it and see what happens. Okay, so I will write here 15 and here it is saying the age is 15. So here the %d tells the compiler that we are reading an integer value. The ampersand sign here that I used is basically called the address operator. For now, simply remember that when using scanf function with variable like int, float or double, we usually write the ampersand before the variable name. We will learn exactly why this is needed later when we will study the pointers. Now let us learn about escape sequences. Escape sequences are special character combination that begins with the backslash. They allow us to perform special formatting while displaying output. The most commonly used escape sequence is /n, which means new line. For say I write \n here. Now see what will happen. It will basically write enter on one line and age on the other. It has separated the line. Without \n, both words would appear on the same line. If you want double quotation marks, you will use this thing. Before we end today's episode, let us look at few common mistakes that beginners often make while using printf and scanf function. Mistake number one is this, that using the wrong format specifier. For example, I write here %f and see what happens. Though this is wrong, but it will still display an output. Let us write 15 here and you can see it is displaying the output, but it is just giving the float value, as the variable that we declared is basically an int, not a float. So this is incorrect. Always make sure that the format specifier matches the variable's data type. Now mistake number two is basically forgetting the ampersand sign here in the scanf function. So the correct form of using it is basically adding the ampersand sign here. Remember, when taking input for variables like of any data type, we generally use the ampersand before the variable. Now, the mistake number three is forgetting the double quotation marks in printf. Mistake number four is confusing printf and scanf function. Remember the difference. Printf function is used to display output, whereas scanf function is used to take input. Don't confuse the purpose of these two functions. Now it is your turn. Write a C program that asks the user to enter their name, their age. After taking the input, display all the entered values neatly on the screen using printf function. Try using at least one format specifier and one escape sequence in your program. This will help you practice everything you have learned in today's lecture. In the next episode, we will learn about operators in C programming. We will study different types of operators, including arithmetic operators, assignment operators, relational operators, logical, increment, and decrement operators. These operators allow us to perform calculations, compare values, and build logical conditions in our program. That is all for today's episode. I hope that you now have a clear understanding of input and output in C, format specifiers, and escape sequences. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to CodeVerse. If you have any question, feel free to leave them in the comment section. And I am saying this again that I will do my best to answer them. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next episode. Until then, happy coding.